1045 The Team, 1045theteam.com. On the phone right now, Siena Saints men's basketball broadcaster Tom Herter. And Tom, Siena's lost 2 straight. They had been on a roll. They caught Quinnipiac Senior Day on Sunday. Can this team still win a MAAC championship in your mind?
Yes, I believe they can. I think they've gone through a couple tough games where they really just haven't gotten off to a good start. That has put them in a hole. They've shown some life to be able to come back, especially the Iona game in the second half. But, winning on the road at Fairfield was not an easy task. Fairfield's playing really good basketball right now. So I don't think, a red flag needs to be thrown up. So I do think this team is still capable of winning the MAAC championship, especially, let's be honest, especially on their home court.
Now, I asked Jimmy Patsos this 2 weeks ago, and I'm wondering your take on it now. Look, the team played so well in Marquise Wright's absence, especially Nico Clarith. Now that Marquise Wright is back, is the team struggling to kind of find its way with him back in the lineup?
A little bit. I think they've got to figure that out. But, here's the thing. Marquise Wright is one of their best basketball players. So they just need to, the team did a great job of fighting while he was out, making up for that production. So they will be better once they just get him inserted back in the lineup and the guys get comfortable again. And that might take a few games, and luckily they'll have 4 games under their belt before the MAAC tournament, which I think is big. The team, I think, is a good team without Marquise, but I think they have the potential to be a great team with him. So hopefully they'll figure it out, and I do think they're a better basketball team with him in the lineup.
I feel like every time I look at the box score, Tom, Brett Bisping's going for 20 and 18, 24 and 16. I mean, this guy is just a double-double every night, huh?
He is. His approach has been amazing. He just plays so hard. He's a system kid. He's been one of the hardest working guys, and the numbers he is putting up is staggering. I mean, you to your point, there's not a lot of guys that have done that in the past 10 years. At this level. So what he's been doing is he'll definitely be first team All-MAAC. And if it weren't for probably A.J. English or Justin Robinson, he'd be a serious contender for MAAC Player of the Year.
When we get to the MAAC tournament, Monmouth is a team that's beaten Siena twice. We know about Monmouth and their great RPI and their bench and all that. They have one of their best players is now out for the season, it looks like. Can Siena get over the hump and beat Monmouth here without letting the Hawks beat them a third time?
I do think they can. I think losing Jones is a huge hit to Monmouth just because of what he brings. Great teams are kind of made up of different pieces that put together a perfect puzzle. And, Jones was kind of that tough, rebounding defender, senior that gave them leadership, but he also could score when they needed him to. So he's a valuable piece to lose. So I think they're adjusting to not having him in the lineup, much like Siena did without Marquise Wright. But I do think Siena can knock off Monmouth. I think the home court will help if they play Monmouth in hopefully the championship game, meaning Siena gets the 3rd seed. If they were to play Monmouth, I think the crowd would be tremendous. I think the players would be really up for the game. It would be a great college basketball atmosphere. And I do think they would have a chance. Obviously, they would have to play well. Nico Clarith, I think, would have to be that spark that he was mid-season with his scoring. But this team has shown an ability to score unlike they were last year. So I think because of their scoring ability, if they figure it out defensively in a game like a championship game against Monmouth, I do think they could win.
You mentioned Nico Clarith, the freshman who has had 2 back-to-back rough games under 10 points on poor shooting nights. But just how good is this kid? I mean, we're going to be talking about him for the next 3 years as one of their best players. Have to, right?
Yeah, he's a very talented player. That's life as a freshman. You're going to have games where you don't shoot well. You may not play as much. His role is to, really be an energy guy and fill in the gaps of the leaders of the team, which are the Bispings and the Wrights and the Ogunyemis. So, Nico's done a great job. He's got a lot of confidence, and as a coach, Jimmy doesn't want to, kind of squelch that. So you have to kind of foster that. Nico's going to make mistakes. He's going to have some bad games, but boy, when he plays well, he could really carry a team. He's a very talented player at both ends. I've said so many times on the broadcast, he is equally good defensively as he is offensively, and you don't find that a lot nowadays. So he's a true talent for Siena, and hopefully he's around for 4 years.
Tom, you mentioned earlier in the year that you're stepping aside from the broadcast booth after this season to enjoy your sons, and one of your sons, Tom Herter Jr., is going to Siena next year. So step out of the broadcast booth and be dad. What can Tom Jr. bring to the team next year?
Well, I think he's going to kind of bring a lot of different facets of the game. I think he plays the game the right way. He's not going to force shots or take bad shots. He's not going to be consumed with scoring. I think he understands the value of defense and rebounding and making the extra pass. So I think he's going to enjoy a nice career. I think he's kind of a glue guy in that he'll do a lot of things well. And, I think if he works hard, he can have, a great career at Siena and enjoy all the benefits of being a local kid at Siena College, playing in front of great fans and playing against great competition every season. Every year he'll play against the likes of Wisconsin and Duke. And, a lot of the schools he was looking at, he wouldn't have had that opportunity. So he's fortunate to have the opportunity to go to Siena. He's looking forward to it. And, I think he'll be a guy that can contribute. And, how much is up to him and how hard he wants to work. But I think he's got a great opportunity ahead, and he's looking forward to it.
Tomorrow is senior night for the Saints. They take on, or Sunday rather, is senior night for the Saints. They take on Quinnipiac, and Tom, it's going to be your last regular season broadcast, and then hopefully a few more for you in the MAAC tournament. I'm sure you're not ready for it to end just yet.
No, I still enjoy it. I did the Fairfield game the other night with Robert. Actually drove down to Connecticut, watched Thomas play at Choate in a prep school game, and then we went on to Fairfield to do the game. And been doing that for a long time, and I really enjoy doing the games. I really enjoy doing the games with Robert Lee. He's great to work with. We've become very good friends, so it will be missed. And, I've been lucky to be able to do it for 20 years. I can't believe it's that long. But, so Sunday, another senior day that I'll get to witness, and it should be fun. And it's a big game for Siena, so that's the most important thing. It's a big game for Siena. They need the win. And if they can win, they get that third spot, and I think they set themselves up well for the MAAC tournament.
Tom Herter, Siena Saints broadcaster, with us, and Tom, you've got another son, Kevin Herter, over at Shen, and they're headed to the Class AA final. So best of luck to him as well. He's going to join the show on Saturday. Thanks for being with us, and best of luck on Sunday. Enjoy your last regular season game.
Thanks, Brady. Thank you very much for having me.